Hey, Alex.
Hi, everyone. Hi, Bernhard. Where are you at the moment?
I'm right now back in Austria in Graz. I just came back from my 1 week sailing trip through the Croatia with a bad connection. And now I'm kind of having a good connection again. I'm going to go back to Zurich on Sunday. And you yourself?
Nice. I'm at the moment in Brazil, in Goiânia, which is one of the which is the capital of state of Goiás, and my connection is not good. So if I disappear from time to time, apologies for that. And Bernhard, you over. Let's talk
Exactly.
about the 1 week vacation. How was that in terms of risk management and insurance?
It was an interesting one.
That's a fascinating. Tell me.
Yeah, there's definitely like you definitely take the endurance on that front, right? So I'm obviously I have the skipper license, I have responsibility for the boat, like and you obviously have a responsibility for the crew, but then also obviously for the ship, for the hull, right? And there, us being like proper risk managers, I obviously assessed the risk and got like the endurance and to have like a clear and fun time, right? And being able to relax, right? And not being worried about crashing the ship or destroying something. And that allowed me to have like quite a great recovery, yeah, like having like 5 days off, just going from bay to bay, right, in the Croatian national parks, island hopping, anchoring, and yeah, it was a great time.
Amazing. Do you normally have like a discussion about the deductibles for the? I've never taken a boat insurance. I've taken a lot of car insurances on rentals, and the deductible is always a decision that you need to make. How did you guys go this time?
Yeah, exactly. No, it's brilliant. Like we have like the deposit that you have, etc. Like it is like around 2,000 euros, I would say, and then you can get like an additional insurance for the deposit, right? Which I think was 200. And this time I think we definitely also insured the deposit, but not me really thinking that fully through. Me just thinking, hey, we're gonna be 7 different people. We're just gonna split it up, and it's just like
Yeah.
we're not gonna think about it anymore, you know.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a nice risk strategy when you can diversify the costs with someone else.
Exactly. If it would be just like me and my fiancée, for example, I think I would probably just like run with the not getting a deposit insurance. But then when you have like other people on board, you have more kind of factors, right? And then it's smarter sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, some credit cards they usually kind of give you the deposit insurance automatically included in the.
Exactly. Some of them do that, obviously. And then I had some weird Swiss cards where they would like reserve it, but the Swiss credit card would just book it back after 3 days, and then they could not really withhold it and stuff like that. So I don't know. I don't remember which card it was, but some Visa and stuff, they were doing that, and I found it quite funny, especially in America. So yeah, they don't even need the insurance then.
No, oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
refunded. Yeah.
exactly.
It's like that time when remember when we had our offsite in Dubai when the war started.
Yeah.
And we're trying to escape the war and being stuck there for a week because obviously all the airports were closed, and we had like multiple trips booked out in all different directions, and I ended up flying to Australia even though I was supposed to fly to Spain, so that was a bit weird. But one of my flights that got cancelled was Air Morocco, and I was flying, via Casablanca to Spain. That was the kind of the intention. So they cancelled it, and then then they forgot to kind of respond to refund requests. Or they had this amazing refund strategy where you go on their website and it has like this button says refund. You click it, and then a window pops up and it goes, "Oh, please email us." And I'm going, okay, well that's not very user friendly. If you didn't build out the functionality to refund, I'm like, okay. So I emailed them, no response for months. So I raised it with the bank. They investigated it, the money back, and literally one day after I got the money back from the bank, Air Morocco refunded it as well to the same car, had double the amount, and I'm going like, oh, am I the luckiest person in the world? No, within like few minutes, the original bank refund disappeared, and they kind of they canceled each other out. So
And went back to
no
normal.
amazing luck, but just good to be refunded for a ticket that never happened.
Yeah, exactly. And I think like this story goes so much further, right? Like for anybody listening there, like, do you remember like how proper risk management, right? Like we were thinking about, hey, maybe we have to cross the border to Oman, and we were having water ready, the car ready, tanked, filled up, right? And then
Yeah.
just starting to book like for everyone 3 to 4 flights that are cancelable. And then I think like Julian had like Ethiopia and I don't know, like anything just like out. And then props to Nico, because I remember like negative shout out to Fly Dubai, to that airline, because they literally gave us, I think, like 20K or something like
Vouchers.
that in vouchers. I was like, what the fuck? Like we're not gonna fly to Dubai over the next 2 years, most likely, right? What are we gonna do with vouchers? Like this was refundable. You have to refund us, not in vouchers. So props to Nico, to our operation manager who was chasing them and getting all that money back. But yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. Like when again it had the button refund, and then you click like, oh, we've sold this for you. Here's your voucher, and you go like, really? In the middle of it's not very helpful.
Exactly. And I think like one other fun fact there, right? Alex, we wanted to go to the rooftop to our webinars, right? Like while the rocket's flying and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it didn't out anymore. I think the whole like top
The government
what was it the
blocked
top
all
floor,
the
right?
outside. Exactly. Yeah. That was
Good
funny.
stuff.
Yeah, professional risk managers, insurance managers, living on the edge.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we managing to some extent.
Yeah. But I mean, that raises a very important point. Is that I think the perception that risk professionals are risk averse in real life is very much false. I mean,
Yeah.
you have how many million hours of diving?
Oh yeah, it's a lot. We have like over 350 jumps of wingsuit flying and skydiving and stuff, from hot air balloons, from airplanes and stuff like that. I think we are risk managers. Like you have to do some risk, right? Otherwise, like you have to do the what is it called? Like one of our investors had such a good quote on their website on that. We're controlled risk takers. You know?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. But that's a very interesting observation. As the risk manager, you have to find risk, and you do have to be professional, not only in setting up the frameworks and the kind of the documentation and the policies, but also in taking informed risks. Like you actually have to do that. I do that in investment a lot. I do that in personal life a lot. Like it's I think it's part of the job to prove to yourself and to the market that you can actually take risks responsibly, not teach other people how to take risks responsibly.
Exactly. No, and as you said, right, like it kind of also cross plays and cross pollinates from private life into your professional life. And just like a stupid example, maybe, I'm not driving motorbikes because I know I'm gonna kill myself with this. But for me, it's 100 times safer to just jump out of a plane and I don't have any traffic that comes next to me, right? And just doing that, right? And then likewise in business, right? The better we have like a feeling for risks, and the better we manage them, right? The better we address them, and the better we get like in understanding what are the probabilities, right? The better outcomes we're gonna have in private life and in business.
I think what you're saying is that you trust birds more than you trust humans.
Definitely. and I prefer to fly into an eagle versus like a truck or something, you know, like it hurts less. And I wear a helmet while I wingsuit flying.
Yeah, it's funny. I wanted to talk to you today about digital twins because I'm going through that stage of my life where digital twins surround me. Obviously, I'm using ScyAI for insurance and other digital twins for the plant and for the mine, from the engineering point of view. But it's such a fascinating experience. At first, I'm surprised at myself that I haven't discovered digital twins before. And now that I've done, it's such a fascinating experience to build up your twin, where you have different risks and you investigate and find internal and external information to fill up. I don't know, like what's the analogy where you first build up the Lego pieces and then you combine those Lego pieces into like a story that you can tell and to test different hypotheses, run scenarios. It's pretty fascinating. It's almost like a gamification of risk management.
Yeah, 100%. And just like compounding your own thinking and mental models. How I just like what that sparked a little bit, what you just told me, is I think about it in a lot of ways like there's this typical digital twin where we just think about a building, right? We just think about, yeah, okay, we can model a building. That's how people plan their houses or factories, etc. But it goes so much more beyond it because in the end, like you can twin anything. You can twin actually like the insurance coverage that you have, right? You can twin also all the business context that you have, like the supply chains, all of these different things. And for me, this digital twin piece goes now in a direction where I have Alex, and Alex has like certain mental models about Serra Verde, for example. And you can just like step by step feed that into digital twins and twinning these different things. And then you go and wire intelligence through it, right? But you wire the intelligence through it based on, similar to electricity, but based on your guidance, your context that you provide, etc. And suddenly Alex has 100x leverage, right? And I think that's brilliant, providing this context in form of twins that you make the machine, the artificial intelligence, see how you see things and how you connect things.
Yeah. I like the process of having different buckets, buckets for nat cat risks, buckets for supply chain dependencies, buckets for business continuity, business interruption, and the revenue side. And then you find a piece of information and you put it in the right bucket. It's like, I don't know, this reminds me of like a child that has to pick bricks into the right buckets. Like, oh, we have this fire protection control that should go in the fire risk bucket, so that kind of improves the story that this risk is A, not significant, and B, well controlled. And this whole concept of object thinking, not having like a flat Excel with numbers or a flat document with just text, but having kind of objects that be built out with facts and numbers, and these facts and numbers, they can come from internal reports, studies, systems, and they can come from external benchmarking databases, government published resources. That process of kind of building up your plant, but in the virtual space, is pretty amazing. And the kind of the exciting, well, I'll get your thoughts on that, but then what you can do with once you've built out digital twin, I mean, that's pretty fascinating stuff.
Yeah, no, 100%. And also listening to you on that, I think there is one other thing that people normally miss of advantage that you have around that. Normally we go about digital twins that we twin what we already know, what is there, etc. Right? But what I've seen now, you working with Sci, for example, what got super exciting for me, it's not only twinning what is there, it's also seeing where there's certain gaps, right? Because there's certain knowledge graph that we build now, and you twin your site, for example, but then you see also, hey, I did not look yet into, are there any access restrictions if a bridge goes down or something like that? Certain blind spots, it actually looks from a digital twin perspective on your overall risk, not only what already exists, but also what you should consider, like also what you maybe have not looked yet at it. And I think there we go down a road then where we get a mutually exclusive and collectively exhaustive view on the risk, and not only stay in our own world, what is already there, but also get shown certain blind spots, right?
This, I mean, yeah, exactly. And I think that would be an amazing evolution for Sci as well, because when I have my digital twin of the actual plant, it's not actually just the digital twin of the existing, it's the digital twin of like what the plant will look like in 2 to 3 years, and that allows to simulate and to test all the current risks and ideas and hypotheses on the future plant. And I think what that's the angle that kind of Sci can bring already today. It takes your current plant and then can simulate what would happen to that location and the assets, given how the risks change over time. Like obviously, wildfire risk with El Nino is going to be a more significant risk in the near future. Water scarcity is going to be a more significant. So it's kind of fascinating for other locations, seeing how that exposure changes over time. That's also pretty exciting. That's something pretty crazy that we've been doing, is we've been overlaying risks on top of kind of the satellite imagery. I mean, that's pretty amazing stuff.
Exactly, 100%. And I think, like you already mentioned it, like it's a little bit, you feel like building like Legos and stuff like that. And then I'm super excited about like the next steps now also, where it's about operating, right? What was built. Like you identify certain gaps, maybe you close them through improved insurance programs, policy adjustments, risk engineering solutions and stuff like that. And then it becomes like this evolving beast of you gamifying to some extent, like becoming more resilient. Super excited about that.
Yeah. Also quite a powerful, it's an interest that we, I think, all live in, because we will soon, I think, all have like this powerful digital risk mind that understands your asset, understands your risks, your controls, your exposures, and you can talk to it. Like that's pretty amazing. Like almost like in the sense that the engineering is thinking of building a new warehouse. Should they place it here or there? That's not such an obvious question. And for the AI intelligence to be able to kind of figure out the criteria, how these two options can be compared, run the calculations, run simulations, and then give you some, pros and cons kind of analysis, but quantifiable from a risk point of view. That's a pretty powerful thing to have.
100%. And I think like also super important to provide like this analysis to you, like when it still matters, right? You cannot wait for that 2 weeks. You need it the same day, the next day, etc., to actually become like this central function of being able to provide this value to the different business functions.
Yeah, well, I mean, exactly. I mean, doing this in-house kind of gives you all sorts of powerful benefits. I'm not even sure if you were to ask a broker that the broker would actually be able to do this kind of analysis. Inside the policy, during the year, there are some engineering choices to be made, and you want these choices to be informed. So you want to conduct some risk analysis to support, either option A or option B. I don't think I've ever asked the broker to do it. I know I've asked writers a lot, especially the underwriters that have like a very strong engineering departments. I've multiple times I would send them the engineering plans for like the new construction, the new warehouse. I would ask for their opinion, and usually that opinion is like, this looks okay. Maybe there are like some methodological standards that you should probably follow in terms of like fire safety or distances or materials used. But it was never really kind of like a fully comprehensive quantifiable risk analysis. So
Not
this would be
100%, no. Because
yeah
it would be way too much work on their front, right? You would literally need like it would be literally like kind of advisory or consulting project. Because what
yeah
I would assume, like what they would do, probably at Swissie or somewhere else, they would throw it into CatNet, right? Where you see like flood risk, right? Maybe distance to the other building and stuff like that. But this still needs heavy judgment, interpretation, etc. And you still don't have like the full vulnerability in there. You maybe have an occupancy code over there, but you don't have the context. You don't have the twin to actually make
yeah
like the proper assessment for that. So it's kind of like also a little bit of a waste of time. A part of if you maybe want to see what are the wildfire or flood zones there, but again, it still lacks interpretation then.
yeah. Imagine a world where underwriters have digital twins of their clients, and they can actually like simulate different scenarios, loss scenarios properly, not just kind of high level based on occupancy codes and locations, but in depth. I mean, that would be a pretty amazing world to live in.
Exactly. Are you teasing the people already? It's funny because like everybody just like builds for the insurers and the brokers and stuff because it's just like easier to scale the tech, the insurtechs and so on. We are the ones that really focus on the to be insured, right? And I think there's the right to win to build this world, to provide these digital twins and where the interests align. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that world too.
It's funny that you say that because at the Firma conference, I can't remember 2 years ago or before that, I was stopping by like the stand where they had all the AIs, and all the insurance AIs were like targeting the brokers and the underwriters on how to pick up misleading information in submissions, how to pick up misleading information in claims evidence, and so on. And I just kept thinking to myself, like, what about us? Who's going to help us build the submission in the first place that doesn't have to be misleading, that is transparent and factual and quantifiable? And ScyAI will.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
we've sorted that part out.
Yeah.
So that's good.
We are going down the hard path, exactly, instead of the others, like who just go on the other side. Not on the dark
Yeah.
side. I don't want to make like Star Wars analogies, but yeah, we're definitely like on the bright side right now.
Yeah, exactly. Helping companies get fair price for
Exactly.
their risk, for being transparent and honest about their risks and their mitigations.
The
I think
risk
it's pretty
takers working
cool.
risk takers. I think it's very fair.
Yeah, exactly. All right, good stuff. Now I've had a few connection hiccups kind of along the way, so I'm a little bit worried about the local connection. Shall we wrap up for this week with some nice goodbyes?
Exactly. And then we rerun it in 2 weeks, I think, right? With
Yes.
better connection.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Sounds good. So thank you, Bernard, and see you soon. See you when I'm back.
See you soon. Have a great time in Brazil. Eat some steaks for me.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Oh, that I've been doing extensively every
For
single
breakfast.
day.
Good stuff.
All right.
Thank you,
See you
Alex.
soon.
Ciao, ciao.
Bye.